Hi, welcome back to another video by Daniel and John. Today we're on a Vito W639 and we're doing the lower ball joints left and right. And you get the ball joints, doesn't matter which side they go on, new ones, they're interchangeable. And the fending thing is here, you'll see it there, between this clamp basically. Now, before we continue, I'm just going to say what tools you're going to need. You need to take the wheel off, and that's a 19mm socket. You need a breaker bar that allows you to get better leverage on stiff nuts. On these two nuts at the back, you need to loosen them up. That one there is, let's just check again. So that's a 21 socket. I'm using the spanners just for demonstration purposes, and the head of the bolt is a 19. So 21 for that, 19 for that. And you just get a socket on there and loosen that off, put some penetrating fluid in there, that helps.
And wire brush it as well, clean the threads up, yeah.
What you will need to do to access this here and undo it easily and be able to move this around easily is loosen this off. Now, you'll see in the top there's like an Allen key, it's one of those. So you use that, and it's a 5.5 when you're tightening this back up. Yeah. This fortunately is, again for demonstration purposes, a 21. And we would place excuse me, that 21 on our breaker bar to start with, after putting some cleaner on it, basically penetrating fluid and a good clean up. Already started this and it did come off quite easy. Just do that with it, and then we'll just knock it down and we're done. Go into there, and that, you see it like a bit of a star shape more than anything on there. It's got ridges on it.
It's a multi-point, 12. It's a 12-point.
So let's do this again. That's a multi-point, and that's just a normal hex socket.
Yeah.
Now you mustn't use those on that or vice versa. And this is a 16mm, and we will take this off and pop that on there. And then there's a nut at the back, I think you can see it there. Yeah. And again, that's a 21mm, so you can put a socket on there as well. We'll loosen those off, we'll take that out, we'll knock those bolts out, and then we'll just remove the wishbone arm or trailing arm, and we'll do the low suspension joints. The next thing we have to do, we're not replacing the whole arm because this is an original Mercedes and the quality is so superior. So what we're going to do, you can just see them there, and we'll come back to that. There's rivets on top. We're actually just going to drill those rivets out and put a new piece in, which is coming today. And it is March 2024. And we've managed, unbelievably, quite a good brand off Amazon. Next day, 20 quid each. So you can't go
shop around from when you buy them.
You can get them as low as 15 quid, but we just bought a slightly better unit. The advantage if you do drill these out rather than just swapping the whole thing over for about, say, from £60 to 200, is that if they go again, you just remove the bolts and replace it.
Yeah.
So when we've moved on a bit, we'll come back to you, and if we've had any issues, we'll let you know.
We're going to film this video in several parts,
yeah,
because there's quite a bit to it.
Yeah. Right, so remove the trap rod end there. It's okay, it's quite tight still. That nut there is a 21, and you need a socket and a breaker bar to loosen it off. When you get, let's see if you just get it back in there. When you get, say, to where it's sort of half, a few threads left, just get a copper hammer or a soft mallet and just knock it through, and then release that, then it'll drop off. And the reason we've taken that off, I'll just protect that by putting the nut back on. The reason we're taking that off is now I need to...
Well, you can't get to the one on the left, can you?
Access all this here.
Yeah.
So
you can't get to that.
You need to hold that.
Bolt head there.
And that is a 16 which we said before.
Yeah, multi-point, yeah.
Multi-point, which goes on there, so we can hold that with a socket. But the only thing we did find was we obviously need to crack this one here and undo this big nut which holds the bushing. Here it is there.
Yeah, the ball joint, the other side of that bolt is a nut.
Now that's a 21 again, but your problem is, this is Vito W639, is any access is blocked by the brake caliper at the bottom. So you need to remove these two, which are here.
These carrier bolts,
here,
there
here,
and there.
And that obviously slides over the disc. And again, those are a 21, and you will need some leverage with a breaker bar. Come back. So the most difficult thing was getting this bolt out. It's a straight bolt, yeah, it's not tapered, and basically it's just rusted solid in there. This multi-point end is this end facing the headlights, and it is a 16, and then the back end is a 21, yeah, socket or spanner. Now the way we got this out, so if you can imagine, there's the nut in there, just there, and the bolts through it, is we loosen this off so we could turn it, physically turn it. Then what we did, we hit the bolt with the nut still on it in there until we could see a gap that we could get. It was there like that, so we could get that in and just knock it forward a bit. What we kept doing was lubricating it. We used some liquid moly, a bit of WD-40, but what we kept doing was, with this behind that collar there, was applying pressure and also turning this as well, turning it so it went like 360 degrees round, and it came out. What I then tried to do, which worked, was to get enough space to get a spanner in, so that was there like that. Then I levered the spanner backwards whilst turning this all the way out. When the thread had virtually disappeared, we removed the nut and we pulled it out so it was just the thread inside here.
Yep.
So we just see the end of the thread there. Then we used a little drift and we just banged this through all the way.
So it came out.
It came out, but kept turning it and using our spanner method, basically like that, and levering out, and that did work. Now this should take about 10 to 15 minutes to get out, to believe it or not. You can see the amount of rust on there. It's just literally seasoned, and it's definitely the original. So just persevere with it, that's what I'm trying to say to you, and it will come out. You will need plenty of lubricant to get it out, and just keep turning it round and round. When you initially undo it, get a socket on it and go 360 degrees a few times, and keep going back and keep sticking the lubrication in that gap there, in here.
I'll show you in that gap between where it tightens it up. Yeah.
So as you're turning it, it's getting lubrication on it and rust treatment, and it's also stick it in there, as you can see that coming through. You can see how bad it is with the rust in there. But that's that bit out. So our next bit we'll come back to will be just winding this a bit to get the ball joint out.
Widen that pit there.
Just open it up a bit.
Yeah.
And we'll just pop that in there. And then when we've got that out, we'll just knock these bolts out and we'll be able to remove this. So it's getting the ball joint out now, so we've got the bolt out. Now, what we tried to do is lubricate this well. Plenty of stuff there. The easiest way we've found is just get a pry bar and just push it in and hit it.
So you've got to get the old track rod end out of the way.
Put a bit of pressure on that. There you go. So that's actually live action, and it has come out. So literally pry bar in there and just literally pull it, because you don't want to do too much damage.
You can see how corroded that ball joint is as well. It's really bad. That's why it won't come out easy, because it's got a rubbish on it.
And it's just moving all over the place.
So it's failed.
It's
so.
And that's our
problem.
If you... Oh, here we go. This is what we're getting. This is the sound we get.
Like a squeaking sound.
And a knocking when we're turning as well.
Yeah.
So that's our problem. So next step is to release those 2 bolts left and right.
Yep. Get the arm out.
And because we're just replacing this, we're going to give this a good clean up. I'm not sure what that is, whether that's supposed to be in there or not, but looks like it is. We'll cut these rivets off.
Well, we'll show that in the video as well.
How we do that, how we approach that. Bear in mind, this is the first time doing this, so we're going through the good bits and the bad bits with you, hoping to help you in solutions that we found work for us to make the job easier and possible. So the arm is off the Vito. Now it's time to remove these rivets. This is how I've approached it. So I've initially cut the head off with using this and a metal Bosch disc. Others are available. When I've cut that off, I've gone through it like that, and I've also sliced it to make it easy to come off. Then what I've done, I've put a grinding wheel on and I've just ground it down so the rivet is level. When the rivet's level, you can see it'll have a circular area. You can see it when you've done it. Then what I did was punched a hole in the flat piece, because that's been cut off now. Then simply applied a drill. I used a smaller drill the size of the hole, and I've gone all the way down there. What we did do whilst we were drilling, just WD-40 all the time and clearing it. That helped big time.
Helped drilling it, because it's hard, isn't it? It's hard still. Just
stop every minute or so. Let this cool down. Then the next step was to get a drift or something. Put it in the drilled hole, because by now you've got quite a good thing, and just knock it out. There we go.
We did try and just hit it out with the drift.
No chance.
But it's in there so tight.
Yeah, that's basically what they look like.
But drilling it out makes it less strong. So
and cutting that away means you've got less to drill through.
Yeah.
So that's how we did it. I hope that helps. And then when we get our new ball joint, the bolts just go through here, and we'll show you that when we do that.
Yep.
So we cut the heads off these rivets. Yeah. I can find one. There we go. So we've cut that off first. Then we've, even with a DeWalt drill at work, we've drilled down about 10-15 mil. Yeah. Because they're quite long rivet size when you look at them with the head on. We've got to a certain point. You need to get fair down to get hit it. There we go.
You have to drill a certain amount out to actually get it out.
I would
say it won't come out, will it?
Perseverance, and it's cutting the head off is the easiest because you've got less to drill, and just take your time with it. That's basically it. And as you're drilling, I just want to show it is so. Literally fill your hole up. That's the advantage of having a hole in and the head cut off. Put your drill in.
You have to be down. You have to be down quite a way.
You can just get a bit more in there, which keeps the drill head cool-ish. Now this has done 3 of the rivets so far. I definitely got these from Screwfix.
These drill bits, yeah.
They're like a multi-purpose drill bit, but they are fantastic. I'll try and find out what they are. I'll put a link to them. Oh yeah, so all 3 rivets drilled out. That's what it looks like. And when you get your new one, which is just waiting for us to arrive, you pop your bolts in and fit your new one done. Now, 2 of ours came out absolutely fine. Not a problem at all with them. On the 3rd one, we had a couple of problems. It kept literally spinning. So this is what I suggest you do. When you've taken 2 out, you just plug a hole just to hold it into place there, and we used another one of them there just so they can't move. Yeah, if you want to drill the hole, if you've gone with a smaller drill, say 6mm, and you've gone in there and you've got through and you want to, and it's dead centre, or you're struggling with bits left in there and it's turning, the drill you would need is a 12mm, and it literally, as you'll see, slides in there, so you can get a nice clean finish.
Takes it all out, doesn't it? Yeah.
So basically what I'm saying to you is that when you've got 2 out, lock your other 2 in with rivet, a couple of old rivets, so hang on to these and just push them in there, because otherwise, I did push in, it's probably just not lined up, but otherwise what you'll find happening is the rivet in there starts to turn and it makes it difficult for you. So that's something that we've come across. It's probably taken the longest to get the rivets out, if I'm honest.
2 were fine, but another one was quite tricky.
Yeah, you can, when you've sliced them with the angle grinder, you can just get a cold chisel and Mr. Lump hammer wherever he's gone, and just knock them off.
So you need a variety of tools. Yeah.
So you can do that with them as well if you cut across them and knock them off. So you do need a few tools. You definitely need a cold chisel, and you definitely need punch, that, drill bits, a little chisel for just knocking things out, and you need your angle grinder and discs. Oh yeah, so we've had our new ball joints delivered. They were £20 each off Amazon.
Yeah.
We'll put a link to that because they're a good brand. We've used theirs before. Febi, Bilstein. They come with nuts and washers. Good nut there as well.
Nylock as well.
Yeah.
Yep.
You can see the old one there. Well, it used to move around like a silly thing, but because we've been bashing a bit, you can't move that. And literally what happens where we've taken the rivets out, that now slides in there. It will probably need a bit of a
Tap in there, yeah.
Bit of a tap. Just be very careful when you're tapping these
Tap
things.
the metal part of it, not anything to do with the rubber.
Because you're liable to split them.
Just give it a very slight tap, probably with a mallet, to be honest.
Now, what you want to do is just line your holes up, so you can use a screwdriver or something like that. And just get them all in line-ish. And then that would be a matter of popping your bolts in and doing them up. Now I don't know what's going to be the easiest way of doing this, whether the bolts can sit in there and you can get to the nut on here.
Come with washers, so if the washers don't fit underneath, then they obviously go on top.
Yeah, so let's just have a look. So it looks like you could do it either way, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
It's personal choice. So they were £20 each. It's quite a cheap fix.
This is the box that they came in. Might be of interest to you.
It's a part number.
Febi Bilstein, as John said. 639 333 0227S1, and there's some sort of product code on here. DPN WE 190065074, but this is the main. This is the important part, the Febi Bilstein.
Yeah.
There's a thing up there as well. There.
Mercedes-Benz has some sort of
Mercedes-Benz,
right.
yeah.
So
ball joint.
We have given the silica paint. We'll just let you know about this great stuff. It's called Pro Coat. They do it in matte, satin, and jet
gloss,
black.
but they call that jet black. They do
jet
that.
Black.
Yeah.
It's £5 a tin, and it's one of the best spray paints, black paints that
Yeah.
I've used. It's tough industrial stuff.
Covers very well, doesn't
so
it?
that's worth having. And now it's just a matter of popping the bolts in and reassembly.
But we have cleaned all the bolts and everything up as well.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we'll put it all back carefully.
Right, so all finished. It's taken a few hours to be honest, but most of the thing was getting them rivets out. And we've replaced the tie rod ends as well. And then we'll probably do a video on that when we do the other side. But it's all back in, we've greased it all up, as you can see down there as well. To get this back in, the ball joint below, we just pushed a little jack underneath it and pushed it in, and that helped. It's probably taken about 5 or 6 hours. messing about, but these are not new, but this has been on here since 2009.
We haven't been rushing it though, have we?
So no, we've had to get a couple of bits on me here and there, but
Yeah.
anyway, if this helps you complete this job on your Vito or any other vehicle, thanks for watching, and the thumbs up does help us, and subscribe really does help us, so it would be appreciated. Thanks for watching.